and sing along if you know the words.
It's no joke when you choke, so get LifeVac and live. Without breath, there'll be death, so get LifeVac and live. Get LifeVac and live. Get LifeVac and live.
LifeVac and live.
Get LifeVac and live. Let's hope. The man in the arena. Welcome, everybody. Facebook, YouTube, wherever you're watching us on Strong Island TV, LifeVac USA, LifeVac Europe. We're all over the place. Like us and share us.
Yep.
And we're not opposed to going really, just for every bit of audience. And Jackson, a special guest. Arthur, tell us about Jackson.
Well, just as for fun. I mean, we deal with serious stuff. This show is very serious, but we did save our third dog this week.
Three dogs.
Yeah, we saved a 6-year-old little dachshund named Penny, choked on an acorn, total obstruction, and the LifeVac saved him.
Incredible.
I brought my doggie on.
Jackson celebrates with those dogs.
What do you think of the doggie saved?
Don't fully advocate it.
What do you
we
think?
can't stand behind it. The FDA is watching. But
Right.
we've
Hey,
been
you want a snack?
listen, we've been out and about. I was at
That
Shop
was
HQ. Jackson is
He's out.
You know what? The rules state that there's like a 5-minute limit on K9's appearances on Strong Island TV. I was at Shop HQ last week. You were all over the country.
Oh.
Jackson's back, right over here. You were all over the place.
Yeah, I think first off, thanks. I know going to Minneapolis ain't the most exciting thing, but it's important.
I love it.
You've really done a great job and developed a rapport with some of the people, and we get great exposure. So it's worth doing.
Going back in November.
Yeah,
it's a great time, and it's a great. I mean, we have 2 saves attributed to folks that have gotten their LifeVac on Shop HQ. So shout out to the folks in Minneapolis.
And then I was in South Carolina with Michelle, Sensei Michelle, for Parkinson's, Rocksteady Boxing. Amazing organization.
Amazing.
Another group of people that care. Rocksteady Boxing's it's a social and a physical for people with Parkinson's, and we're there as a sponsor because Parkinson's is so dangerous. It's the leading cause of death in Parkinson's.
Choking.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we need to be there. And then I shot out to Pittsburgh. Shot out.
Mission of Mercy.
I went out to Pittsburgh and really had a emotional time. Ties into our guest tonight.
Right.
Similar family lost. It was organized by the grandfather,
Robert Mitchell.
Yeah, they lost their grandson.
Bowie Hockenberry.
And
just an emotional story.
we had 111 bikes riding for Owie. And I don't know, you get into these little towns and all this outpouring of support. All these tough bikers, all coming up and hugging each other and trying to raise money and
Tender inside, right?
yeah, just you would not look at them and say, oh, those are the people that really care. But the Chubby Hands is an organization that provides financial support to people who lose someone.
Right.
And then we had the Ride for Owie, and the mom, dad, and just amazing people to take that pain.
And it's recent pain.
Yeah.
We'll talk to Darren later, but for the Hockenberrys, a very recent pain, I think August. And the grandfather, Robert Mitchell, reached out on this show with a comment, and we immediately knew that. And sure enough, a couple months later, you were there on the in the support.
I always, it's tough, right? The travel, but it just felt like something I had to be there. You can't text that, you can't email that.
Right.
You got to go there and say I'm sorry and give them a hug and then show support.
Right.
And then just the amazement, like our Hall of Saves, these things that inspire us to keep going. You see these people that had the ultimate loss, and they don't want someone else to have that. That's the ultimate deal.
Absolutely. And we have a news clip, Bobby. If you could run
that clip,
the news story from this weekend when
Jackson,
Arthur visited.
Feel free to come back on at any time.
Hockenberry's.
Hi, bud.
We're rolling.
People in Uniontown are rallying around the family of Owen Hockenberry. He's the young boy who choked to death back in August. Now his family and community members are trying to prevent what happened to Owen from happening again. KDKA's Chillicothe Adele takes us to their bike run fundraiser and shows us the devices they want everyone to have.
101 bikes.
They're roars of a community rallying around their own.
Small town America makes a difference every day. They're the true soul and heartbeat of our country.
One unit with a goal to turn tragedy into good.
I fully believe that each life on earth serves a purpose, and this was Owen's.
This is Owen Hockenberry.
Owie.
He died in August after choking on a piece of steak.
They have to relive that, and to do that for others is the ultimate sacrifice.
That's why they want to do their best to prevent it from happening to someone else.
The mission is to have every school equipped.
Equipped with a LifeVac.
It's a little plunger, you push it, you pull it, and it sucks out the obstruction.
Today, Owen's family gave 2 of these to local daycares.
I would never want to see a family suffer the loss of a child or someone that I've given care to.
Half of the $10,000 plus raised today will go to LifeVac. The other half goes to the Chubby Hands Foundation.
We will continue to use this money that is raised today to purchase LifeVac systems, to donate to daycares and preschools and schools in the community.
They will all continue telling Owen's story, hoping to remember him and make a difference.
He was just bigger than life, and his purpose is never going to be over now.
His age was forever 6, but his impact will last much longer. Owen's parents, grandparents, and the Chubby Hands Foundation are currently working with State Representative Charity Grimm-Krupa. They're working on a bill that would require police, fire, and EMS to have these LifeVacs on board. In Uniontown, Fayette County, I'm Chillicothe Adele, KDK TV News.
Incredible. I mean, can you?
Well, you know what's interesting? That you kind of get the riding is kind of a little bit of a spiritual thing in itself, right? Because you're in the wind and you got to pay attention, and it's beautiful, and there's nothing but you, right? You're not in a car with a CD player and the coffee cup, and you got to pay attention to what you're doing. But the combination of meeting all these people and hearing and seeing and feeling them all wanting to do something, almost the frustration, we got to do something, you know? And then you ride with them, and it's the things that keep me going. When you meet a hero that says, yeah, we had this horrible thing,
right?
But what can we do? Now, you certainly would be allowed to do nothing. You'd be allowed to crawl up in a ball.
Understandable.
But the heroes rise up, and Darren is another one that we're going to meet. But I don't know. It was pretty wild. And plus, it's freaking beautiful. We were riding through the mountains and cruising, and, Bob is awesome. And
Bob
he's got
Mitchell.
this buddy.
I'm sure he's tuning in.
Mountain Man.
Mountain
That's
Man.
me, Bob, and Mountain Man rode back. And Mountain Man is huge, and he's got this bike that's loud. He's revving it. He's like a kid.
Right.
And then we're all goofing on each other.
Right.
Which is, the American way. So it was a heck of an experience.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome that you could do it, and we're with Owie.
Yeah.
Always with us, and always will be.
Oh,
Forever
he was
6.
on. This shows you the people. So I said I gotta go. Just shake your hand, give you a hug. He borrows his buddy's bike. I rode his bike. I had an OE on my windshield. He gave me his bike. Who does that? It was amazing.
Mitchell's and the Hockenberries.
Yeah.
Amazing,
That's
amazing people turning tragedy into honoring their son Owie, and we're forever linked. So we appreciate that.
Yeah.
And in a similar
Well, you
vein,
gotta get your license. We'll go ride.
yes, I'm working on it.
You
In
could
fact,
ride with
we're working-
Mountain
We're
Man.
having I would like to, Mountain Man, if you're watching, I would like to ride with you.
Yes.
I've heard a lot about you.
I think Rick and Mountain Man would be
I've been
like
told.
that. It's
I've been
very
told even
similar
before the
guy.
show I don't appear to be a biker. Thanks, Lisa. But
Yes. It was
listen, full
clear.
honesty, I probably don't, but I could work. I don't know.
Oh,
I
you
could
and
work on
Mountain
that.
Man.
I can work on that. First, the training. I want to get fully trained.
Yeah, that's Mountain Man's a big trainer.
But I can't waste any more time. I've been learning more. I've heard you talk about Darren Chambers and Kim Chambers and
Oh my God.
and Maverick's legacy, and I've heard the stories. But until today, I spent time on the website and talking to Darren, and I was speechless.
Yeah.
All afternoon.
Yeah.
And
Well, not only that, it obviously same kind of courage in the sense of overcoming the most horrible thing ever. But the guy, he is a machine. He's incredibly smart and incredibly. If he doesn't know something, he'll figure it out. You know, like we get to talk for hours just because the brains. I mean, his brain's better in the sense that like I think of stuff, he can actually go, oh, we'll just do this. He's done.
Figures it out.
He got a ride for the thing. He's got signs. He's an amazing dude, an amazing family.
Yeah, Darren Chambers.
We got him.
Join us on. Enough.
Hi, Jackson.
He's listening to us. There he is.
Hey,
here I am.
Oh, that is not getting too big.
Let's note of this website. I encourage everyone before we even start. First of all, Darren, welcome. But go to maverickslegacy.org. Spend some time on there. You will be moved. And Darren, you're doing incredible work. So welcome to the show.
Thank you very much for having me, and thanks for the wonderful intro, to say the least.
Yeah. Well, I really enjoy, we've been sadly blessed to be next to each other, Boots, and to actually get to spend time just talking, and you just amaze me. And I'm just very grateful to have you as a friend, just to share thoughts and ideas and just life. So I'm just grateful for that. And I obviously, excuse me, I'm sorry for why that we met, but proud of you for your courage and your family's courage. You want to tell us a little bit about you and Mavericks?
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Well, yes, like you said, unfortunately, we would have much rather met under different circumstances. Yeah. Would have much rather met under a near miss or a save. But unfortunately, that was not the way for us. When Maverick had his accident in April of 2022, we basically found the response that we got was amazing. We had first responders here like almost immediately. And they weren't going to get here unless they were already here. But even though we had the first responders, even though my wife was trained and was working immediately, unfortunately, his airway was unable to be cleared. And after the fact, we found out actually how frequent that happens. And that was surprising, at least. So we, after a time of grief, to say the least, we decided, let's start something to honor Maverick, to kind of get out there and teach people what needs to be taught. What a lot of people don't realize, how prevalent choking is, how I don't want to say lacking, how there are tools out there to help assist folks. So when we first started, I was looking around to all the different devices out there, because I was like, wait a minute, as Arthur mentioned, I'm a tool guy. I like tools. You got to have the right tool for the job. And when I found out that, hey, you don't have the right kind of tool available, what is up with that? So we started looking in to see what was out there. And that's how we discovered LifeVac, and how, that's the best option out there right now. Ease of use, simplicity, it's just the full package. So that's when I reached out and was like, hey, can I buy these in bulk, basically? And, we started from there 2 years ago, and literally within the next week or so, we will have donated over 1,000 LifeVacs.
I have 925, and
well, not only that, how many lives have you saved?
We actually have right now we're up to 5 lives saved, and so we're making progress, and we want to see those numbers go as high as we can possibly get them, all in honor of Maverick. And I just got 5 minutes before we were on, I just got connected up with 2 more police departments.
Bobby, how about the picture?
Hey, you know what's interesting?
Look at that.
Hi,
There he is,
Maverick.
Maverick. 4 months,
boy.
28 days. And there's the fam.
Yo, when you were the same brain, right? When 11 years ago, when I heard about a choking death, I said, "Gotta be something." I started researching. Unlike you, I didn't find anything that I thought was any good, but it was the same brain. I said, "There's got to be something."
Exactly.
And the second thing was same brain deal was how often it happens. Like, who knew that 500 people, one kid every 5 days? I didn't. That's what got me and scared me. I was like, duh. We hear about all these things, right? But, and they're all good, right? Seatbelt laws and EpiPens and all this stuff.
Helmets.
But choking's over all of them.
Exactly.
It doesn't get the awareness. And the sad thing is what has to happen, but there's heroes like you that step up and say, I know, don't tell me.
And that's exactly it. Like, a lot of people hear stuff, like they always hear about the child who overheated and was left in a car. You hear that, but there's about 18 kids a year who pass because of that. In choking, it's wildly higher, and it's a lot more prevalent, but you don't hear about it. And that was something that we try to illustrate to people when we go around and talk to the different schools, talk to the first responders, talk to the different organizations. And we try to get that information out there because a lot of people don't realize it.
Well, like you said, you know what? It was so painfully odd, right? Like you said, you hear about that, or the kid got eaten by a crocodile, and then it was all over the news. The problem with it is it's so common, right? So it's not news.
Exactly.
It makes the local news. We had 9 kids die in school last year. If it was anything else, it'd be national news. But
exactly.
On their local news, and they say, "Oh, what a freak accident!" And that term and that vision that it's a freak accident, that's what we've been fighting together to say it's not.
Exactly. Our last save was actually in a school, out east of where we are. It was a special needs school, and it was a 16-year-old who was saved, and they had 3 registered nurses on staff trying to clear his airway.
16-year-old.
And they were unable to.
Right?
What was that?
July of this year.
Yes.
What was the first one, man? I think we were texting and all going.
Yep. The first one was Zach Cook.
It was an officer, right?
No, that was his parents saved him. He was choking on goldfish crackers.
Goldfish.
That was our first save. That was Zach.
The Cook family.
How do you feel like I still get free? I luckily Donna is always very enthusiastic about a save, even though we're coming up on 3,000. But I still get a chill. There was one today, baby, EMS department in Florida. The baby was blue, was gone, and it was under a year. And EMS saved them with the LifeVac. But how does it feel when you get a save?
It is. It's surreal to say the absolute least. When we had the first save, that first save to us was incredibly close to home. They actually happened to live in our same town. Zach's older brother sits behind my daughter on the bus.
Oh my God.
Okay, that's how close to home. And not only was it that close, but Zach and Mav would have been in the same kindergarten class.
Oh my God.
So also blonde-haired, blue-eyed kid, like incredibly close to home. So the first save, of course, we're crying. We're sitting here. It was.
So Zach's mom's Chelsea. I'm just reading from the website. So beyond grateful to have hugged you guys today. Can't express how thankful you are for Maverick.
Didn't they?
They are the ones I surprised you with.
Yeah.
Arthur was standing at the table and they walked by. So I'm like, hey, come here. Here's the guy who invented it. And I got him by surprise. And and then everybody's crying shortly thereafter.
Well, because you stinker. I went down to say hello to him.
A stinker?
Yeah. I could do that.
All right. Sorry. We could take that out later in editing, I think. No, he likes that.
This beer and Gumby, man. And I bent down to say hello, and that's when you told me, and and I was looking right in his face when he
Amazing.
told me.
Amazing.
Well, I
Like
kind
the Grinch with his heart
you,
broke.
right?
What's that?
You got it. Well, I kind of have to try and test you. You got to see. And the big thing is, it's because some people can imagine, hey, is whomever genuine? Are they being real? Are they being whatever? But when you see a situation like that and you see your genuine reaction, you care. And that's the thing that I try to get out. Like what I try to be real with people. I'm not trying to be a salesman or anything. I'm trying to genuinely help people. Kim is trying to genuinely help people. We are going out there to genuinely help people, and you are too. And that's what this is all about. We want to help people to make sure they don't have to go through what we did.
I know.
Right.
Well, that's the ultimate. But you know what? I couldn't help but think, because I was visualizing when you told me, and I was looking at him. You know the Grinch when his heart grows and it breaks the heart monitor thing? That's what I felt like. You know that. You're old
Sure.
enough. Are you guys
Sure.
old enough to know the Grinch and he breaks the heart?
Well, they've seen the Jim Carrey version, maybe not the original animated version.
You got to see the original.
Yeah.
But
But
the
that's
second,
exactly what it felt like in an instant. I was like, "Poof." Like
on an already
that was awesome.
amazing night, 1,000 lives saved.
And that was it. And
Yeah,
Amazing.
it just-
and that's it. And that was our first save, and we're up to 5 now. And every single one is it's still just unbelievable. You got to sit down and just let it sink in, because these are people that like we handed like the 2 of our saves were by police departments.
right.
And these are officers that were there in front, because when we do the demonstrations, we do in-person demonstrations. We have the dummy. We go there in person. We get the officers to come and try it, because we want to make sure that nobody's nervous, nobody's scared. They get everything.
Hands-on, right?
And so these are folks that we saw in person. We could potentially, hey, here's this unit that was in my hand that I handed to this officer, now saved that person.
Bobby, great to show
I
some
was
of those.
at that happened all
photos.
these years. It finally happened. I was at a Cintas meeting, and the guy came over and he said, "Oh my God, looks great. My kid's going to be 1. I'm going to buy it then." I said, "No, you got to have it now." And I handed it to him. Right, I made him take it, and he saved his kid at 11 months. But that same feeling of it's not disappearing Gumby, but it was in my hand and I handed it to him. And there's a connection there that is just something else. And I know in your case, I don't know. I ride with Sam Megna in my motorcycle, his child that was lost in Wisconsin. And that connection to Bab saving that kid or those people, that I don't know. It's a little bit of something considering what you went through.
It is, and nothing's ever going to bring Maverick back.
No,
but the more people we can help, that we know that they don't have to go through what we did. We can help, and we know that they are there because of our efforts and your device.
Well, think of those 5, even especially the first one.
Mm-hmm.
All that pain you saved them. When I go in the whole saves, that's what I think of. I think of all the people that are saved because of the save, and
exactly.
All that. I don't know if you read my book, but I've been there, and I can relate, and I think that is the greatest internal gift I get is that. Think about that gift. It's you don't have to know what I know.
Exactly.
That is the most selfless gift you can give, because they don't know. You stop them from knowing.
Exactly.
Only you know how much that meant.
Exactly. And that's, that's what we're trying to do.
Yeah.
To kind of, hey, if we can, share what we learned, we learned the hard way.
Right.
Learn from what happened to us to make sure it doesn't happen to you. Hey, and spread. And that is exactly it. Because, word of mouth is more beneficial than anything to try to spread the information.
Yeah, it's all big grassroots, really, and it's all people, good people, whether they're riding with them or at your festival, and you see the real people in this country that come out and care.
Exactly.
And that's what we tap into to be LifeVacers.
6-month-old Riley.
Yes.
From Stillwater, New Jersey.
Yes, sir.
4. I saw a 77-year-old,
6-year-old,
a
Yeah.
6-month-old Riley.
Oh.
A 6-month-old. We had a 77-year-old man. A 62-year-old female was actually on Mother's Day. She was choking on steak. The 16-year-old boy, he was choking on chicken.
Special needs, right?
Special needs, yes.
We'll do that.
And that's the one thing we like to kind of illustrate. You don't know where it's going to happen. The 2 police saves were in the individuals' residences. Okay, we had Zach and Riley. They were in their homes, and then there was one in school. You never know when it's going to happen. The risk is always there, and you have the groups that have the higher risk. The younger, the elderly, special needs. But be prepared, because it may not even be happening to you. How many times do we have a bystander helping a stranger?
Yeah, we
Okay,
got a whole
you never know. It's as much as I would like to see every single person, every single household have one. The likelihood of that realistically happening, it should happen, but it may not. But if you get them far enough and dispersed enough, that's one of the reasons why we have been focusing a lot on the police departments. The police departments are there first.
Yes, Bob.
Yeah. They're going to be in New Jersey. The average response time is 15 minutes. 15 minutes, it's too late.
No.
Okay.
Hey, Darren, I'm sorry to interrupt, but
no problem.
You in action, and I definitely want to show these pictures because it impacted me the same way. Keep going there, Bobby. Look at this. Entire Sheriff's Department. Over 925 LifeVacs.
That was as of that was the beginning of October. We are actually just shy of 1,000. Within the next 2 weeks, we will be over 1,000 LifeVacs donated. Right there, you see our entire family. That's myself, my wife Kim. We got Harper's the little one in the middle. You got Caroline and Waylon. They're the 2 oldest, and that's the Hardiston Police Department you see there. And we all have our Mavericks Legacy shirts on. We all have the LifeVacs ready to go, and we equipped that entire department. That's the Wallington Police Department.
You're doing better than the.
That's it, Vernon. We got hey,
you're inspiring. Keep going.
Well, we try. It's you gotta go. It's the way to go.
But he's there.
I know.
He goes to
I know.
places.
And that 34 different EMS squads. That was a big donation on that one. And we also do different traveling groups. We'll do different sports teams. We'll do different, like when we donated. So we just donated to 7 schools in Pennsylvania, right across the border here. And not only did we make sure we gave enough for the school, but we also made sure they had enough they had a stadium and a concession area. So we always make sure, if that's obviously far enough away, we make sure that all the eating areas have coverage. Says because you're not going to make it all the way from anywhere in the school to anywhere outside.
Yeah.
So
actually, the other thing I was just thinking about, as you said, with the awareness that I didn't know. I think we pulled like 300 different things. Like people say, "Oh, I cut my food. I watch them." Okay, but we pulled plastic and coins and toys and Legos and
exactly.
We got 8 leaves now, and I think that in the awareness side, that we got to rate. That's another part of it, right? To not be complacent, right? That
exactly. You never know what it's going to be.
Ice cube.
I mean,
ice cubes.
Yeah,
coins. But then you hear coins, but what really gets me is the plastic.
Right.
Because everything's in a, we don't have straws in plastic anymore, but they're in plastic. And when you get the paper straw, that piece of plastic falls on the ground and the kid finds it. And they're amazing little, sneaks and findings.
Yes. Harper is actually great. She doesn't put anything in her mouth. She'll actually pick it up and hand it to us.
Oh, nice.
But she finds stuff now, as you can imagine, we keep things, we're paranoid. And and all the kids, I have friends, I'm right at that age range where we all have little kids, and what they find is amazing. It is insane. So it's the ability to be able to dislodge any of that is needed.
Right.
So
and that's another piece of the awareness that we're all in this together to share. Did you see the video of the new hall saves?
Yeah, that is. You've definitely raised a roof in that.
Yeah,
arena
got
there.
that video coming up a little later. Yeah, a little video.
You're going to eventually have to have a skyscraper there.
Yes,
just keep going up.
And that's one of our discussions we got to have on how I can put more saves.
You're the guy.
He'll come up with something.
Yes,
between us, we'll come up with something.
Yeah, this doesn't exist as it is now. You'll see a video in a little while. We've gone. I mean, we could spend all night with you, Darren. We really appreciate you coming on. And I hope you're going to be a frequent guest. Anytime you want to come on, talk about upcoming events, please don't hesitate.
Oh, no problem. I'll definitely come. I look forward. You guys are both welcome to. We have our event in the spring. It'll be May 10th of next year. You guys have seen the from years past. We actually have Bounce Fest joining us this year. So on top of the Bounce Fest, we're going to have top of our normal craft and vendor fair. Right. We're going to have the food trucks, live music again, but we'll also have Bounce Fest where we'll have essentially a village of bounce houses.
Yeah,
fantastic.
And you'll be able to come on over and have fun.
Bounce houses.
Takes a village of bounce houses. That's how you get changed.
We're there.
But,
perfect. We look forward to having you.
You're the best. I'm going to be
Thank you.
I'm going to be out by you all this month, starting next week. So I'll text you and we'll hook up. I want to see the garage.
Works for me. Yeah, keep me posted.
All right, man.
Darren Chambers.
Have a good night.
Wow.
That whole
thank you. I feel like Mike Rowe thanking Brian Kilmeade for introducing me. I have to thank you for introducing me to Darren Chambers.
Well, part of this has been meeting and learning and knowing, amazing people, and and sadly it goes from OE to out in Las Vegas.
Yes.
What's his name? That guy, maniac I ride with.
Horseman? No.
Horsley, Mike Horsley.
Horsley.
That guy is the same way.
Yeah.
But I guess he can ride. I'm faster, but he thinks he is. So
it's a friendly competition. And it's good nature.
So every time
I know that as a novice, I just don't have
he comes on and keeps telling me how slow I ride.
He has done that. He's done that on this set.
Yeah, I'm taking him out.
Gosh, I had a great opportunity, and we thank Darren Chambers and Maverick's Legacy. Go to that website. I encourage you to spend some time on there, see what they're up to. I mean, I'm in awe of the efforts of every police department. Oh yeah, Jackson is now sleeping. Jackson, our mascot. But I wanted to roll a clip, if we have it, of a conversation I was able to have with Matt Bannigan from across the pond. I say that because it's in England, and I don't know why I think there's a pond. It's more of an ocean, right?
It's a pretty big pond.
It's a pretty big pond. I think they
refer
to that
Lake.
as Europe. Yes, it's mammoth. But we were able to pull the technology together. Matt Bannigan. It's about 2 a.m. in the UK, so we taped this recording. And Bobby, if we could run it, I'd be so appreciative.
Oh, and then we could bust the girls' chops.
Yes, and then we're going to bust the girls' chops. So very excited. The man in the arena welcoming Matt Bannigan from across the pond. Matt, so great to see you this morning.
Hi, Rick. How you doing? All right?
Doing great. Right off the bat, LifeVac is a family. LifeVac USA reaching out to LifeVac Europe, right? So tell us, back up and tell us how you got connected to Arthur and LifeVac.
So we lived in the US for about 8 years. Moved there end of 1999. And then my father, Eric, from the medical device industry, and Arthur used to be a freight contractor for my father. They became best friends, and then they're always hanging out and stuff like that. And we moved back to the UK in 2008 and 2009. And then Arthur reached out to my father and said,
about 2012,
2012, right? Yep. I've invented this. Next time you're this side of the waters, can you stop by and have a look and see what you think? And my dad stopped by, and he thought it was amazing. Brought it out. It was something on a block of wood, and he said, "What do you think about this? Do you want to do this with me?" And we've gone from there. Yeah.
And so crazy to fast forward another God wink. Jackie Ricketts, first save ever recorded. Talk about that.
2016, Ashby Healthcare in Wales. Jackie Ricketts reached out to us and said, "Hey, look, I've used your device. How do I replace it? What do I do?" Reached out, and Yeah, so first global life saved 2016, and obviously
Fantastic.
coincidentally, Arthur's
Yes.
daughter's name is absolutely
Jackie?
amazing. Yep.
Jackie.
I remember
it's
messaging
inspirational to
Arthur
hear
and
about that.
saying
What was that phone call like?
it was absolutely amazing. It was absolutely amazing. We were all tremendous screaming, shouting. I remember messaging Arthur saying, wake up, we saved our first life. And then, yeah, it was absolutely brilliant.
Oh, so great. So great. And then another thing that I see on the LifeVac Europe page so often is the Oliver Steeper Foundation. Talk about that.
Yeah, Oliver Steeper Foundation, incredible brave parents. Oliver Steeper Foundation set up by Lewis and Zoe Steeper, who lost their 9-month-old boy who choked to death in nursery. They set up the foundation in his memory, and their core part of their foundation is to donate LifeVac kits to all childcare settings across the UK. And now they've donated over 700 kits now. So absolutely brilliant work, absolutely brilliant.
Yeah. Now, are they responsible for? I just read about 2-year-old Bailey. Was that a LifeVac? It was such an incredible story. We had it on last week. Was that from a kit donated by the Steeper Foundation?
It wasn't donated. It was due to the awareness within via BBC Southeast.
Gotcha.
When we was on the BBC Southeast News with the Steeper Foundation, a mum saw it on the news through the Steepers, and she actually bought a LifeVac for her daughter who has pitta, so a condition where she grabs anything and puts it in her mouth. And she was cleaning the house, and her son Bailey found a penny on the floor, penny coin, picked it up, put it in his mouth, and started choking. Mother, obviously, Ashley, she was panicking, and she called emergency services, was on hold with them for about 7-8 minutes.
Yes.
LifeVac second application, dislodged the penny and saved Bailey's life.
Yeah, incredible. And we played the audio last week, and we'll probably play it again because it's so moving to hear from the mom and what would have happened if LifeVac wasn't around. What else? I mean, we haven't spoken since last week. You're just telling me that there's some lives even this morning coming in.
Yeah. Saved an 82-year-old female in a care home in the UK today, choked on breakfast food, and then received news of a life saved in Germany. So just waiting for the completed usage form to come back, and that was within a care facility in Germany as well.
Amazing. So you guys over there getting these texts and these reports coming in. We're in the US. You can see behind me, it doesn't look like this anymore.
Nope.
We've raised the roof and it's under construction. So this is just a fake backdrop. And so great to connect with you. Let's do this more often. Okay, Matt?
Yeah, definitely. Look forward to it.
All right. I love to say this. Cheers, mate.
Cheers, mate.
All right. See you along the way.
See you. Bye-bye.
I should have edited that. Hey, now we're back. Thank you, Matt Bannigan. And gosh, I was frightened. Anyway.
That you got it. Yeah, you didn't look good.
No, we should look into it.
A little sunshine.
Yeah, a little sunshine. Too much SPF.
Disappearing Gumby, man.
Yeah. I was going to let the ladies.
The millenniums or whatever.
So we thank Matt Bannigan. Oh,
the Bannigans. Unbelievable people.
Right.
Like I've known him for almost 30 years. Eric,
right.
His dad, I knew him when he was a little kid. And talk about jumping in the battle. Good people. It gets easy when you make it. It's who's there when you got nothing. We had no saves. We had no peer reviews. We had nothing. And they wanted to save lives. They wanted to help. And Jackson's back.
Jackson is back. We've got our dog audience back. But so talk about, Eric mentioned it, or Matt mentioned it. What was that phone call like from Jackie Ricketts or about Jackie Ricketts?
It was just the
first save.
It was the God winks that have happened throughout this, right? It was kind of the ultimate, you got this, Hardy, keep going. I told you had it. It was the reward.
Right.
That Jackie was in front of me because that's a few minutes a day. And that the woman that was saved, same name as Jackie, who I made it for, right? But that I wish, and that's part of what you guys got to inspire, right?
We'll get to them in a second.
When you're older, you can, if you persevere, you'll find it. Mm-hmm. For young people, it's the belief that will happen, right? Because you don't know, right? You haven't been in the battle long enough, and if you give up, you miss the miracle. And that was 6 years in, and then but that's when he tells you exactly clearly that you did. How are you?
It's happening.
Did what you're supposed to do. I wish just your nose is on camera. Yeah, it's got nose to get it.
And by the way, Jackie, our hearts with your daughter, safely out of South Miami.
Into the new show.
Yeah, of course.
On the show.
We get to.
Speaking of show.
Yeah.
Yes. So you're probably wondering. Besides, well, we already introduced Jackson, but we were going to get to LifeVac, the next generation.
That
possible new show.
That's like 2 Star Trek to me.
All right.
Not happening. It's
a little late to be getting this type of information.
They'll do that.
We can change the name.
We'll change it right now.
Their own name.
Yeah, we'll figure something out.
But here's the thing I'm thinking. Now, I talked to you a little bit about it. And welcome to our company.
Thank you.
Jackie Bonelli.
Julia.
I have Jackie. I'm over Jackie. Julia Bonelli. And I'm going to get Gabriella Thatcher's name right. Almost butchered it there.
Yeah.
Julia and Gabby, welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
So here's the scoop, right? So we've talked a little bit about it. And you know now our mission and the passion, you know, your mom's the president. But this side is to bring the worlds together, right? Mm-hmm. For the first time in history, we have different lives, right? Like, I got a question. You guys ever hammer a nail?
Yes, I have.
Once or twice.
Once or twice.
Yeah.
Have you ever used a saw, like any kind of saw?
In my tech class.
Yeah,
in my
in tech
technology
class.
class. Yeah.
Have you cored an apple?
Yes,
Can
I have.
you
Little shout out.
Yes, I can.
Shout out. Honeymooners. All right.
But so you ever fix a motor?
No, I just put air in my tires yesterday.
Hey now,
But
air in the tires.
We're gonna be okay,
We're heading in the right
America.
direction.
But,
heading in the right
but
direction.
that's not a dig. That's just the way it's going. Like, I couldn't fix my car now. I did, and we, scraped boats and painted and cut and built and all that stuff. But it's a new world, right? And I think the old guy show and the young girl show is ability to look at that and see what's going on under the thing, right? So I think that's the kind of the thought to bring this. Look, what we learned in LifeVac, a lot of it is our social demise, right? The fear. Oh, it's not in the government, didn't tell me I could do it. It's not in regulations. I'm afraid. When I first started, everyone said, oh, you're going to get sued, man. You can't do that.
They told you were nuts.
Yeah.
They told you.
Oh, yeah. I still get that.
You didn't listen because they said you can't do it. And
can't is a lie.
Sorry, can't is a lie. Go to our website.
What do you
get this
give
book.
You your thoughts? Were you going to ask us? Did you have questions you were going to ask the
I
old guys?
was going to ask you guys a few questions just to get to know you a bit better, but I just wanted to touch on like how important it is just to get the word out. So that's like the main reason why we're going to do this. To reach the younger generation.
Yeah.
Bridge the generational gap.
Right.
Yeah.
You're closer to the children. Right?
But yeah, a little bit. Just
yeah.
But I wanted to ask you guys what your biggest challenge has been thus far with LifeVac and where you guys see yourselves in 5 years.
Well, the biggest challenge has been what I'm trying to develop these shows about is this fear of the world, of everything. Right. And like I said, when I first started, you're going to get sued, don't do it. You're going to lose all your money. Oh my God, that's so dangerous. What are you going to do? How are you going to do it? And in my head, I said, if I'm afraid of getting sued to try and save people's lives, then I'm no good. And I'm just like everyone else. So I think the social change in our people. In 1955, we had a school fire. A bunch of kids died. The whole country changed. We had fire drills. We put in systems, and we really took it on. No one forced us to, right? Because in 1955, something broke, you fix it. If something was wrong, you took it on. I think of my grandfather was a fireman. And if they told him he couldn't save someone with something, he would laugh in their face and say, what are you, out of your mind? Of course I'm going to use this to save a kid. So, and as we've gone through it, I've seen schools say, school death. Oh, we're in litigation. We can't. I'm like, are you out of your mind? Yeah. So I think that's been the biggest challenge. And why I thought of these crazy shows and why I think it'll be good for you guys to explore is to uncover that. And let's bring humanity first, right? Mm-hmm. The last thing we need is government. Right? We don't need laws.
Here.
We need people to do the right thing.
And to show that it works and that it's saving lives.
Yeah, and not only that, but in all aspects, right? Like being nice to each other or punching someone in the face. That's a good thing.
Yeah, people are too scared to like
do anything.
Do anything. Yeah,
to use their voice, and now it's easier than ever to like build platforms to get any message out there.
Get it out there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
now
I am really nervous to be here, but I think I'd be silly not to take
but you did it anyway.
opportunity to.
Yeah, but see, that's courage. That's
courage.
Yes.
Yes.
Courage is, I have it on my wall. It says, courage is being scared to death, but saddling up anyway. Right? That's what you guys got to get out there and say, look, of course you're afraid. When we were talking about the Jackie Ricketts God wink, you will not get them if you do not persevere to try and do something that takes courage.
Yeah.
And it takes time. And it takes getting your head kicked in for years. But if it's the right thing to do, you persevere and do it.
Right.
So I think that's going to be cool that, you know, you guys explore a path of connecting our generations.
I mean, it's going to be possibly that at the same time they're going to be neighbors of ours.
Yeah, we're gonna have a studio right next door. So
Have you thought about names? You guys both met tonight.
Yeah, we just met tonight. Yeah. So everything is
in the works.
Yes.
But yes, I thought it'd be great to have you both on.
Yeah.
And to
Julia, what do you
us.
think about your time at LifeVac so far? It's pretty inspirational.
It's so inspirational, yeah. And I think it's such a good community because everyone really works with each other and builds off of each other. And just really working with everyone and seeing firsthand, you know, the good that we do. Donna's Lifesave reports every single night. Going through those reports and going through those pictures and seeing, you know, like the dog. I saw the picture of the dog and I was like, wow, like, you know, it's so real.
He's gonna be on the whole saves.
Yeah. And it makes it so real, you know, and it's just really, you know, not many people, I feel like my age, our age, are, you know, doing stuff actually making a firsthand, I feel like, impact. So it's really cool that
it's
I
measurable.
get to do it. Yeah.
And it'll pick up fast.
Do you feel that you can find that social connection in your generation?
Yeah.
I think so. I think people are already realizing, you know, like stuff has to change, I think, you know, like stuff. I think we shifted towards being so strict and being so within these walls and within these rules. And I think a lot of people my age, most of my friends, everyone says it's too much, you know, like we have to. Yeah.
And the platforms you think are the ones that we're out on certainly foreign to us, but more your generation certainly is paying more attention to YouTubes and Facebooks and Rokus and podcasts than they are Monday night at 9:00.
Yeah, but that's great. I beat my daughter in TikTok. I rule.
Yeah.
But here's what, like, if you have EFA on first, think about that, right? Think about that.
Tony LeBate, everybody.
We have children with disabilities in schools and people, and there's no protocol. They choke, they just die. There's no rules, no equipment, and we have to fight to get that fixed, right? So connecting that to that simplest, most obvious wrong, and it's a problem. We're getting knocked out in our legislation. But I think that, I don't know, you guys have a chance to play and learn and see if you can connect the two generations of maintaining a social morality first. So good luck with that.
And you have enough challenges at home. You do, I know.
Did you have,
right?
Did you have other questions?
No.
You had one question.
I had no. Well, we were going over a few before.
Some show.
We were freestyling some.
I had another good one. What's the best advice that you've been given from a mentor?
Oh man, that's a good one.
Can I go?
Yeah,
Can I take this one? So inspiring to be with Arthur. We were soccer buddies, and then our lives took us in different ways. But passion before process, because as you probably know, a lot of LifeVac's processes are a work in progress. But if we keep, and he'll say, passion before process and keep going, and spend some time in the Hall of Saves when frustrations happen, and they do. People, present themselves. But when you keep your eye on the mission and the folks that have been changed, the lives that have been changed, nearing in on 3,000, that was some of the best advice from this gentleman to my right.
Well, I think part of it is my can't is alive. Like, if you want to do something to change your life, get rid of that word. It will mess you up. because you know it's so easy to go, hey, you want to come on? I can't make it.
Yeah,
but you could.
Yeah, manifestation is real. Like you believe what you say, so you have to.
But the weird thing about that was it catches you in these white lies, and then you have to face the reality every time. And by eliminating the work, you become way more honest. Right now, you could still not go. You say, I won't be able to make it. I have something else to do. But you got to go, I can't just say can't. I get out
It also
of
helps you prioritize things. Like, and you know better where your priorities lie when you take that word out.
But I think that was the biggest, if I look back to being little and that not being allowed to be said in my house, that was a big one. And, you know, my dad putting the man on the moon, you know, I'm a little freaking kid watching the black and white, like, good, that looks cool. I could do that. So we had,
awesome.
You know, my heroes were the guys like Lindbergh and Neil Armstrong and guys that did these amazing, almost, you know, you can get killed. I like that part. There was always that in it. So
Chuck
that
Yeager.
was always exciting. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, so I think that's another thing. Like, I don't know who's your heroes. Who's the heroes now? Is there anyone?
Don't say the Kardashians, please.
Yeah, no, please. That's
No.
disappearing Gumby right in front of my face. I don't want to
I
be a
feel
part of
like
that.
our generations are more looking towards our like immediate family members as like heroes, less on celebrities.
Pop.
Just like my dad's my hero.
Yeah.
My mom's my hero. Lisa's my hero. You know, I think I'm very inspired by the people around me more than.
Yeah, but is there
celebrities,
anyone like a you
or-
know, a hero, John F. Kennedy, Neil Armstrong?
The politician,
there isn't.
the
Right?
politician
think
heroes
so,
are
yeah.
lacking. I think
Look
for
at
this
that. See,
generation.
we
Yeah.
already uncovered
Yeah,
something.
and
I
I think
can't-
it's hard
I
to
wouldn't
idolize
say.
a lot of people.
Hmm?
I think it's hard to idolize a lot of people in this day and age. You know, like
Yeah.
because it's
Because they're all so phony.
And
Yeah,
everybody's
it really is.
and everybody's concentrating on
Me,
the
me,
negative.
me, me,
If
me.
it bleeds, it leads. So
Right.
I know that you really like Sean Combs or Puff Daddy, but then no, I'm kidding. But
I don't
that
know who that
recently
is.
we get
You
let
almost,
down.
you almost got canceled before you
Yeah,
had
yeah.
a show. I don't think that's ever happened, has it?
No,
You
but
canceled
you know,
before the show
you got to be careful with idols because they fall,
Yeah.
right? And if you put your trust in the wrong people or you idolize the wrong people, and it happens with athletes over the course of time, where you know that's not the role model. The role models are you look for the positive role models. You don't.
Yeah, but that was an
Yes.
interesting moment right there. That I was able to say, you know, Neil Armstrong and Thomas Edison. I mean, I was a little kid. I invented shoes with springs in them. You pulled the pin and you could bounce around.
Yeah.
Probably not a good idea, but that they were my idols.
Yeah.
And just there is an example of what we could do
Yeah.
with your show, and explore
guys excited.
that difference.
I am.
I'm so
Yeah.
excited.
What did you
There's gonna be lots to
when
learn.
you were just meeting? This was a pre-production meeting tonight for their show. Did you talk about names at all, or you didn't get to that?
No. We
Okay.
didn't get to it yet, but
Yeah.
All right,
we're
more
gonna
about that
I
later.
exchange
was
numbers
wondering
and-
if they should be women in the arena. We'll be man in the arena, and then we could like have water balloon fights and stuff.
Absolutely. There's
Prank
going to be a
wars or
lot of
something.
there's gonna be a lot of
yeah,
sharing.
prank wars.
sharing
Yeah, Gary's Old Town Tavern.
Wonderful. Here we go.
Like the toilet paper that's set.
Game on. Yes, yes. It could get ugly.
All right.
It could
Well,
get
next
ugly.
week we're gonna have a competing show. We're the only guys that put a show on to compete with ourselves. So we'll lose all
We're
8
fighting,
of our
we're fighting
audience.
to get attention. We may double the audience because it's all, listen, at the end of the day, it's all the same mission. It's all in fun. It's all the same mission, raise awareness. And not just necessarily about LifeVac, but good people doing great
Yeah,
things
exactly.
in the community.
And bridging the gap.
Yes.
I mean, I'm blessed to have a great relationship with my daughter, and she would be a guest, and she's remote. But I think our communicating, right, and learning from each other, right. I mean, she's an idol to me, right? She's my hero. I guess, you know, me and Lee are her heroes. So
Yeah.
I think that's cool. And let's see what happens. We'll
Yeah.
explore.
Yeah.
Who knows? When you explore, you don't know what's going to happen. That's the
No.
fun of it.
Yeah.
Now, at the risk of missing again an opportunity to share the graphic of the total life
Oh,
saved,
yeah.
but I think I'm under the impression that there is no graphic. So
But I
you
can-
do have it.
I can tell you.
I'm texting. All right, so here's the graphic: total lives saved, approaching 3,000.
Yeah, we're going 24.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you guys have to. You can use that. Feel free. We don't have a.
No, they're gonna do
Perfect,
better.
We don't have a trademark.
I guarantee all their stuff on this part is better.
Yeah. Julia Bonelli, Gabriella Fatscher, Arthur Lee, and I'm Rick Fatscher. We're going to see you next week on 2 shows.
2 shows.
2 shows.
We'll know
see
the
you
name next week.
Keep going. And we know we ran over, but thanks for sticking with us.